Hello and welcome back to my Let's Play of Trials of Crossbell. This is Wishblend reporting in from Roer. Freely liberated Roer. I remember you in the cell deck earlier. Time been made of steel, but its people are not. To see them finally stand each other moves me to tears. I'm so proud of all of you. Do you hope to become preachers of love as well? No. So, I guess we'll start over here. Probably something in the rubber. I hope he didn't go too far. More than anything, I just hope he hasn't got himself into trouble. Wasn't he the person we helped join our field study here? He seems worried about something, but I don't know if I'll be able to help him all by myself. I'll come back with us and ask him what's up when I can. Hello, George. So what time is it now? Yeah, he should be in the building. So I'm really not seeing, but gotta do what I've got to do, I guess. Time to try and arrange a meeting knowing him. He's going to be exactly the same as I remember. Where is he to see? Doesn't sound too happy about it. So, who we got here? Machias. I'll be taking a look around the Roer Azure of Technology soon. It's practically the premier technology university in the country. So I think any time I spend there will be to my benefit. I would imagine so. We did go inside during our field study, but it was just for professional skills request, so we didn't explore much. Still, it's for you to make a break for the nearest goal when we finally get up time to rest. Well, if there's something I can only see while we're here, why wouldn't I? Maybe you should do the same. No better way to live your spirits than to get your mind off what's getting them down. I'll keep that in mind, thanks. Maybe it's right, checking out the Institute probably would cheer me up. Yeah, I think you're onto something here. Would it be okay if I tagged along? Of course, I was kind of hoping you would. Shall we? What? What was that? Sorry about that, guys. Hey, I recognise you two. You guys came in for a field study one time with your other classmates, right? Hit the nail on the head, but mind explaining why those two tiny cars are? Actually, I think I remember seeing them during our field study too. These papers are a new kind of toilet we've been developing. We called them orbital remote control cars. They're basically little cars that run on orbit that you can drive around with these radio frequency control devices. We're settling things down the road and we're off to test our new improvements all around town. That's some impressive technology. You've replicated the look of the rifle components line of vehicles very well too. Do you recognise the Machias? With the number of cars on the road to Hummel, you start to recognise different models after a while. So I eventually decided to start doing some research into what each one had to offer. The looks of his was one of the ones that I found myself particularly fond of, so its name stuck in my mind. And now there's a man with taste. If you can appreciate the beauty of these little babies, you're going to go far in life. Actually, you're just the kind of guy who would like to give this thing a little test run. Are you serious? As serious as I've ever been. We want as many people playing with these things as possible, right? Oh, actually, it'd be great if you could grab another friend too. 3 people racing against each other would be awesome. But it would also provide us with some valuable data. Well, in that case, we're happy to play with your cars for you. And are you ready? Know who our third will be? Though I'd hardly call him a friend. But you're not thinking of. Yeah, Jesus. Yep, he was. Of all the things you could summon me out of the blue for, a toy car race. Still, it's not a slow I have anything better to do. I accept your challenge. Smile while you still can. That's what you need to give this your all to, Reen. Okay, if you insist. Well, now we know you know the controls. The course will take you from here around the front of the armor building to the top of the steps over near F. You're going to have to chase after your cars though, since your waves have a limited range. Well then, shall we get started? Take your positions. Ready, set, go. The cars left the start line and the race of the century began. The three of them chased furiously after the cars, struggling to adjust to the unfamiliar controls. As they finally neared the finish, Jizz and Max hit the competitive peak, each one desperate to claim victory. Yeah, get the hell out of my way. Kneel before me, fool. Guys, calm down a bit or you're gonna... Oh. What? Impossible. We have our winner. In first place, Reed's Forza. Seriously? It was a neck and neck race, but once they crashed the car, just the Maggers didn't stand a chance. Looks like you got a bit carried away at the wheel there, fellas. That was careless of me. This is completely ridiculous. But we got some fantastic data thanks to you three. We'll have to get this back to the lab and start brainstorming improvements right away. Great work, you guys, thanks. Bit of harmless fun. Race complete just went back to whatever he was doing. And the researcher skipped off gleefully to the institute. Didn't expect that would end up being such a big thing. Yeah, I'm a little frustrated that I didn't manage to come in first, but if the whole thing cheered you up, I'd say it was well worth doing. That's right, yes, that means a lot. Hey, no need to make a big deal out of it. On a more pragmatic note, I see something like toy cars becoming very successful during wartime. Just another reason for us to fight for peace, I suppose. Yep, that's a fight I'm sure we'll win. Besides, if those things ever make it to market, we can have another race. Sounds good to me. Next time, I'm taking Jesus down. Their rivalry will never end. Hello Celine, what are you doing down here? That's what I just asked. Might just have a privacy inquiry. Have you ever tried taking a nap in the garages? Looking at you, you definitely haven't. You look like something the cat dragged in, and that's being generous. I've been better, yeah. Normally I'd just tell you to forget about what really already happened, but I see we're beyond that point, so let's try not to let it shake you up too much. Depression isn't necessarily going to be our ally in the days to come. Don't let it take care of you, okay? Man, I must look really bad if even you're trying to cheer me up. Don't get the wrong idea here. I just don't want you to take your mopiness into battle with you and get both of us killed. I'm worried about me, alright? I got it. Must have looked in all of the houses while I'm here. I'm so glad my Mistress Mary alright. Thanks to the whole liberating Roer thing, Rain. Seriously, I really mean it. I can't thank you classmates enough. It's not like you didn't play any part in it or anything. But liberating Roer is just one step on our path to liberating the Academy. We've all been counting on you. I won't let you down. From the sound of things, you fought wonderfully yesterday. It was quite shocking when I heard the particulars about what happened, but I'm glad you're all safe. Us too. Thank you, Instructor. Are you sure you don't want to come with us? We could use the first instructor to come on board the Graders, and we'd be more than happy to have you have you. I'm certain that if I were to join you on a ship, I would only be a burden. That's your into no small part of my family potentially objecting to my presence there and causing trouble for everyone. As inactive as it sounds, I think the best thing I can do for you is stay here and pray for your safety and success. Well, if you're sure, you're sure. We'll try not to let you down. I like to imagine that Roer will be safe for the time being, but take care all the same. The same to you all, and may Adios watch over you all. Anything in here? Nobody else in here? Okay. So I'm just clearing the top level before getting down to the bottom level, in case there's anybody down there. Anybody up here? Listen to the radio, it's loads of fun. Yeah, put one on radio stations, you'll be jumping around during no time. Well, okay. Is that Ricky? No, that's Hampton. The maid insists that I try listening to the radio. Well, I hate to turn it down, I'm really not in the mood for it right now. We are into this broadcast of bringing you an important news bulletin. We just received word that an airline has been hijacked. Yeah, this doesn't exactly cheer me up either. So, hijacked airliner. Okay. And I was about to work too, so I'm so happy I could hug you. But I tried to restrain myself, however. Oh, I've been dreaming this moment for so long. Yeah, it's time to get back to work and no more slacking. Alright. Thought you'd be up here. What are you up to, Elisa? I'm just checking out the rooms to make sure everything's in order. Sharon supposedly put everything back in order, but now that Director Rogue has gone, but still, it can't hurt to double check, right? I hate that if he ran off with something valuable on his way out. Yeah, he seems like the guy who developed sticky fingers. Do you want a hand on it or anything? I'm fine, thanks. I've got a pretty good idea of where everything was, so it shouldn't be too much trouble. But it's more than busy enough right now, so I might as well just get it done. I should feel like I help her out. Yeah, let's help her out. Are you sure about doing this on your own? I mean, 2 people would be able to get the job done twice as fast, right? What are you planning towards her? Nothing at all, I swear. Ah, just kidding. Of course I'll set you up on that. And the two of them made their way around the Roer household, secured each and every room for any signs of visitors or missing property. But everything's organised like before, so it didn't take them long. And they only had one room remaining, the chairman's room. Anyway, well, I'm glad to see that at least the rooms aren't a complete mess like they were yesterday. Sharon's done a great job cleaning everything up. And it doesn't look like there's anything missing either. Well, that's good news. As much as I feel bad criticising Angelica's uncle, Hunger Rogner must be an absolute slob. You think as a noble he'd at least pay a little more mind in cleanliness? I feel sorry for his housekeeping staff. It's probably more than being a noble. He thought he could get away with never having to clean anything. It was new mother seemed to have inflated his ego. You're probably right, suddenly having power over someone he was never able to stand against must have been a real treat. Either way, we're almost finished up here, so... what is it? I just noticed them sticking out slightly from between two of these books. This is... it's a photograph of you as a little girl. And that looks like your mother, which would mean... yeah, that's my father. Why is he hidden away on her desk though? Maybe she pulled it out to look at it every now and then while she was working, but didn't want anyone to know. Honestly, I'm surprised too, but here it is. I don't think there's any doubt about it. That is important to her. I guess you're right. Lisa put the photograph back where she found it, and the two of them finished checking the rest of the rooms. Once the work was done, they treated themselves to a well-deserved rest. Phew, that sure took a while, huh? I can only imagine how much of a task that would have been if you had to do it all by yourself. Truth be told, I probably would have given up part way in and just left the rest to Sharon. Thank you so much, Rain. What? Helping out? Oh, sure, but while finding that photo earlier might have been a coincidence. I doubt I would have looked around in Mother's room if you hadn't been there. If I hadn't, I never would have discovered that or realised that maybe somewhere deep down, she really does care. I think you would have, even if not today. You'll realise it eventually. She's your mother after all. The two of you will always have that connection as a family, like it or not. I think the day will come when you two understand how much you care for each other, without photos to show. I like to think so, at least. Talking with you like this reminds me of when we had our field study here. We had a little heart to heart about Mother back then, didn't we? In the same room. Yes, you did. It was this room actually. There's a lot I'm really thankful for though. I want to be able to free Mother or to city on my own. And this is how the first time you supported me or helped me accomplish something when I needed it most. So for all the times I was too stubborn to say it, thank you, Reen. I hope I get the chance to repay you for this someday, for everything. You pay me? Bit of blush there, Lisa. Well, anyway, thanks for all your help today. I'm going to be going now. See you later. Alright. I'm not sure what that was about, but I guess I better get ready to head out too. We have a level 6. Wow, I thought it stopped at level 5. Okay. Level 6 Almighty Blow. What the hell is an Almighty Blow? You deserve nothing but the highest praise for the way you fought yesterday, Master Rain. Were it not for your assistance, I would have to even rescue the chairman, much less liberate Roer. You have my most heartfelt thanks. You say like we wouldn't have been able to do either of those things without you. This was a team effort through and through. Besides, I'm the last person who deserves any praise. If I'd have been just a little stronger, he would still be alive. As much as I'd like to, I'm afraid I have no right to attempt to comfort you. Not after having done the things I have. Sharon? Some might see your willingness to mourn the dead of an enemy as weakness, and understandably so. But I see it as just the opposite. I see it as the strength that you and your classmates possess. So when I saw you, but tell you, it's wrong to feel the way you do. I'm positive that you'll find a way to come to terms with those feelings on your own. Though I'm here for you if you need me. Thank you, Sharon. Sweet shiny. Ooh, another bright paint. Last night I received an invitation to stay here. There's still some time till we have to leave, so I think I'll spend some quality time curled up with these books instead. Sharon's coffee can't be beaten either. In fact, promise I've away from here may prove to be a real struggle. Maybe I should join for a while. Might I stick around a little longer? Not at all. We don't get many chances to spend time together like this, so let's make the most of it. You're still flirting, ain't you? Reed could never say no to some of Sharon's coffee, and in fact asked her to make another pot for them. With that, he and Princess Alphen spent some time pursuing the countless books gathered in the library. This coffee really has a nice aroma to it. Doesn't it? Sitting back and enjoying a cup of Sharon's coffee, engrossed in a book, I think we found the very definition of bliss. Well, I see where you're coming from. It never ceases to amaze me how many books there are in here, or even the variety of topics and genres represented. I guess Gawain always had a pretty broad range of interests though, so it makes sense that his library would be as diverse. Indeed, but that only makes it more difficult to decide what volume to read next. Though I must admit, I was a little disappointed to find one particular genre unrepresented here. Oh, which one? The tantalizing tales loved by fair ladies all across the Empire. Stories about lives and loves of handsome gentlemen. Books that warmed the hearts of all who thrilled to their prose. Oh, those books. I remember you saying those were pretty popular at Australia too, right? Aquarius was lacking in that genre too, until Dorothy came and seeded with some volumes from her own collection. So just at least, have any interest in those kind of books. It's so much more magical to just leave the truth of things to your imagination. We're talking about a realm created by and for pure-hearted maidens after all. It's not a place where gentlemen should tread lightly. Fair enough, I'm curious, but not that curious. Try to at least regulate your corrupting influence though. That'll be great. If that's really what you wish, I suppose I ought to respect your wishes. But teasing her is my most cherished pastime, so I'll probably keep it at it. I wonder if she realises her struggles are mainly just for entertainment. Still, teasing or not, I'm glad at least has at least one close friend she can depend on. Oh, and speaking of entertaining pastimes, I actually learned a delightful little card game called Blade from Sharon yesterday. Perhaps we could have a few rounds together. Sounds fun, I accept your challenge. This really is quite an amusing little game. It's not even an inexperienced player like me doesn't start at too great of a disadvantage. Yeah, the update version has a lot more strategy to it though. But you know, I have a lot of fond memories of this version of the game. I almost can't help but like it. In fact, Crow is one who gave me my favourite deck of Blade cards. Oh really? It was sad to see the two of you fighting each other, especially after all you've been through. But what has forced the two of you to find like this? Well, ultimately I think it's a battle of wills and both of us are too stubborn to just give up and walk away. What do you mean? Yeah. Yeah, basically explain it all. There's a lot to tell. You could think of this as a high stakes game of Blade Crow on one side and me on the other. Neither of us are willing to compromise on the things that make us who we are. Our beliefs, our past, our friends. And without compromise, what's left for us is to meet each other head on and see out who comes on top. I just hope that while we're doing that, we discover where life will lead us and what to do with ourselves after this is over. I see, boys will be boys I suppose. But hearing you describe it, I almost envy Crow's position. Huh? Why is that? Oh, I just mean Elisa would probably think that if she were here now, envying Crow I mean. After all, it's almost like fate is pushing you and Crow together. It fills my imagination with thoughts. Just a word to the wise, guys aren't too hard about being paired up with their male friends when they don't lean that way. Well, like it or not, I consider myself someone fully invested in this little battle of wills now, so I intend to stay with you and see how it all pans out. You're more than welcome to come along for the ride, Your Highness, wherever it may take us. So much still to do. So I can't believe I let the perfect opportunity slip through my fingers. I'm such a coward. Did you say something? No, just thinking out loud. I still have stuff I need to organise, so mind leave me alone for a bit? Sure, no problem. Okie dokie. She's probably got stuff on her mind that needs sorting. Nobody else up here, so over to the elevator, I guess. Okay, out we go. Church. I've been told that the crew was transferred elsewhere. I'm so sad she had to leave us. I hope she can see her again someday. You didn't realise it was Angelica, did you? Welcome to Roer Cathedral. I heard one of the terrorists was called to guard us aside during the Battle of St. Andreas Barrier. Although he may have strayed far from the right path, each lost light still makes the world a dimmer place. I pray that he may find peace in his final rest. Thank you. Okay, we're going down the escalator. Who would have expected their highness been set up from grace a humble province with their presence? I hear that she was under their license quarrel in Hamdall, but do old rumours matter at this point? What matters is she's out of the capital and free now. She's ahead by every single Erebonian. Ain't you one of the 4 students? Thank you for so much you've done. You've given the city its pride back. With all the factories and modified abuse weapons, we've still got some restoring to do, but that's for us to worry about, and we're happy to. Thank you for bringing the city back to life. Okay, let's talk with you. I'll be heading out shopping soon. From our perspective, causing one of the 4 great houses to withdraw from the war, it's a momentous achievement, but for my brothers, it's like all within the realm of expectation. I doubt we're causing a moment's hesitation. The only thing it's done is reclassified as a small of a threat, so we need to be more careful than ever as we fly around. Yikes. Yeah, didn't even think about that. Still, I would not advise becoming so cautious that we're unable to get anything done, but that's a thought for another time. Right now, you should focus on taking some time to unwind. I think I will, thanks Jesus. Rest wouldn't be so bad. Maybe I should join him in his shopping. Can I join you? Honestly, shopping for supplies sounds like I could relieve stress just as well as a nap. Do what you will. My first stop is the RF Arms. Are you really getting all of these whetstones on your sword? And how much reinforcing tape does that help need? Better to be well prepared than found wanting in a pinch, particularly with the future as certain as it is. I would expect my father is already aware of what happened here in Nortia. Knowing him, he's probably already prepared to retaliate. Maybe you're right, especially with him working on a soldier like career piece for his own personal use. Which is why we prepare ourselves as best we can for whatever lies ahead. Speaking of, I still have a number of other things to buy, including a book that the war managed to delay. Come, we're going to the general store. Okay, sure. We're starting to pick up a lot though. Think we're going to be able to carry all this back to the ship? Huh? We ain't doing anything. You are. What? Hurry and take these to the counter. We don't have all day. Errand boy again. I think my arms are starting to go dead. How do you end up getting me to carry all of this for you? I mean, I guess I could have said no, but still. Come on, you won't make me waste my strength on such a heavy load, would you? Besides, given all the time you spend assisting the student council, I imagine you're used to menial tasks like this. Just for that dumb tower, I don't you ever give her any guff, right? There's a mental image I wasn't prepared for. Better that than leaving your mind free to focus on burdens you need not shoulder. Come along now. Wait, is he trying to keep me busy so I don't have time to think about what happened yesterday? That's really nice of him in a cold, off-putting, seductive sort of way. But even so, I'm grateful. Really think everybody's just as awkward of showy kindness. Regan carries his bag in from shop to shop without a single word of complaint. The two spend a long time in each shop they visited, scanning the shelves and putting more and more into poor Regan's pile. While experience was exhausting, it did indeed take his mind off his worries. I get what he's trying to do, but I don't know how much more of this my arms can take. Come on, Jesus, you can at least take something, anything. Just something that magazine catch your eye? What is that? It's not the Imperial Chronicle. Look for yourself. The Noble Alliance's marches to victory. The glorious Noble Alliance, led by Duke and its Chief of Staff, Bruce Erebonian, continue their victorious streak. The quest to carry the country into a new and bright future feels all the more complete with each new success, and it should only be a matter of time before the former Imperial army is eradicated once and for all. Well, this is quite the article. Not exactly going for an unbiased approach, are they? Of course not. I imagine the writers are just as much into the Alliance them as those for the Imperial Chronicle. They're trying to manipulate public perception of the Alliance in perception for their rule after the war is won. Both Duke K and Brother are thinking of not only how to win the war, but how to control Erebonia afterward. That's how far ahead they're able to think. Soldiers, that must be hard on you. So it doesn't mean we're going to lose out by not doing the same. Instead of focusing on the way things might be, we should focus on the here and now. What can we do to change things? If we do, I'm sure the future will fall into place. Wouldn't you agree? Well, I wouldn't disagree. So what if they're thinking 3 moves ahead? That all falls apart if we do something to shake up their plans. That's just what we'll do. We get to the future we want. To think you're okay with such positivity so soon. I suppose you still have much more capacity for that than I do. I want you back to your usual self as soon as possible, Rain. We won't be able to secure this future of ours otherwise. I'll see what I can do. Shopping complete, they looked at their purchases back to Courageous, stored them in ship's hold and went back to Roer. It's the twins. Oh, hello, Rain. Hello, Rain. Can we not do this again, just for today? I feel like I should wear a shirt that says, I'm sorry about her or something. Come on, I'm just having a bit of fun with my 2 best pals. But somehow it's been so long we've seen each other that it's probably missed all the teasing. Really? I just happy to see you again. I was worried the whole time. I never should have left you alone like that. You must have been really scared. I'm so sorry. I should be the one saying all that. So, oh no, here comes the tears. Well, I thought you'd done me alone. there. It's great to see the 2 of you back together again. Reen, we owe you so much. We might not have ever seen each other again if it weren't for Class 7 and the Courageous. Now it's time for me to return the favour by joining your crew and doing all I can to help out. You better. Since I'm going to keep spicing up your lives as the ship's sexiest officer. That's not, I don't even think my annihilation, that's the thing. Never mind. I know you're trying to joke to cover up the fact that you're crying, but it's really not working. Boo. Fine. Let's just get on that ship. Follow me, I'll show you the way. Alright then. Thanks again, Reen. See you later. Okay? See you aboard. Craziness. Let's read the paper. Let's sell some of those Cura ones. Then he found her sister, or maybe it was the other way around. Either way, it's good news. She told me it was her first time working a retail like this, but she still did a pretty good job. And what a nice girl she is. I'll support her no matter what she decides to do from here on in. Whatever it is, I hope she gives it the very best. I'm getting tongue-tied here. The city is so amazing, I can't take it all in. It's not so different city from us as if it's a different world, nothing familiar. I know a lot of our classmates feel this way, but I grew up in such a rural area that I can hardly believe what I'm looking at. Yeah, I felt the same the first time I was here. It's a far cry from here, that's for sure. Still, while you're here, why not walk around and take in the sights? It's a bit intimidating, but there's a lot to see. That sounds like a fun idea. I mean, I know it's hard, but I hope things get better for you soon. Thanks, Emma. I hope so too. Might appreciate a guide. Yeah, let's do the guide. How about I give you a guided tour of the place? I've been here before, so I should be able to give you a decent one. At least not Alicia grade, but still. Are you sure you wouldn't mind? I'd love that. What a strange sensation. The idea of moving staircase is incredible, isn't it? True enough, this isn't the only one on the continent either. This is actually there. I wouldn't be surprised if they're all introduced all over. What's that big structure over there? A novel generator apparently. They provide the energy that this town and factories need to work. I heard they have plans to make more of them too. Or at least they had plans. I'm guessing they could have been put on hold until the Weinford company is fully reorganised again. It's amazing like technology like this actually exists. It's like magic in a way. Continuing showed around the city, focusing on primarily on the things that one couldn't find anywhere else. Eventually the tour came to an end and decided to stop for a rest. Yeah, there's so much to take in here that my head's still spinning. Every time I thought I'd seen all there was to see, you lead me to something else that was even more incredible. And the same way I felt the first time I was here. It gets even more incredible when you realise that in a few decades, places that look like this could be the norm. You may be right, especially with the way technology is always advancing. It reminds me of something I read in a book once. It said, technology is beyond the comprehension of the observer, is indistinguishable from magic. And that's one way to look at it, sure. But if that's the case, where does it leave witches like me? If people develop new technology, it's embraced with open arms, but our equally convenient magic is feared as heretical. That's why we're forced to live in the shadows, holding both our existence and our powers away from the people. Is that the only reason we exist? To fulfill duties that nobody even knows about while the world leaves us behind? Sorry Emma, I never realised you felt that way. No, not at all. I'm the one who should be sorry. I didn't mean to ramble at you like this. You're shouldering a far heavier burden than I am right now. Another person's worries is the last thing you need. Even more so when it's my duty as a witch is to support you. I'm sure Grandmother and Celine would be very annoyed at me right now. You don't have anything to be sorry for. And honestly, all of your concerns make sense to me. I don't think anyone exists just to fulfill some arbitrary set of duties, especially you. You really think so? Sure, you're a witch, but that doesn't have to define who you are as a person. To us, you're Emma, our class president and our friend, who just also so happens to be a witch. Nobody gets to pick how they're born, but everyone deserves to choose how they want to live their lives. I suppose you're right. So don't let being a witch force you into dedicating your life to fulfilling your duties or whatever. Focus and find something you want to do. We're all here to help you do that. You know that, right? You're not alone. I don't think anyone else in our class has figured out exactly how to live their lives either. When you put it that way, there's no supposing about it, is there? You're right. Thank you, Ree. It might not be easy to find something I want to do for myself, but maybe it's time I start thinking long and hard about it. If I run into any difficulties like it, you'll be the first person I come to for support. Whatever you need, I'll be there. Okie dokie. There's such a lot of people to see in this damn city. 1, 2, 3. I still got 7. I guess the youngsters party pretty much stuck in Roer station for the time being. Well, it's better stuck under the Alliance control, right? Now that I think about it, I never went and got what I left there a while ago. Maybe I should grab it before it starts running again. Maybe I should tag along. It's kind of be cool to take a look around inside too. Might have joined you, Medium? We just had to get a look around last time we were in there, and to be honest, I kind of like to. I'm not stopping you. In the words of Fee, let's roll. Switch to the RMP officers garden station where I grant permission to stop all the exit staff. Once inside, I went straight to the front carriage and Milliam found what she was looking for on the engine room dashboard. It's a bear. Oh, it's just a bear, a pretty big one too. He's awesome, isn't he? Graham spawned for me a while back as a reward for completing a mission. He did. I've having a hard time imagining Chancellor Osborne buying someone something as cute as a present. Yeah, I guess he didn't seem a type, huh? He probably bought it for me on a whim. Or, oh, I wasn't trying to suggest he was a cold-hearted person or anything. Hey, while we're here, you want to do some exploring? I bet the chairs are way softer than any stuff you ever tried. Sure, why not? Still, we're putting the RMP out, remember? We can't spend too long in here. Man, you weren't kidding. These really are comfy. It was a gift from the Empress, though, so it's no wonder that it'd be so rizzy. I know, right? I'm jealous of how much he got to use it too. He got to live it up on his way to the conference of Crossbell. Oh yeah, Princess had a Ventura on board that trip too. What's up? Nothing, I was just thinking how this train's lost its master. The same way you, Captain Claire, and the other Ironbloods have. Oh, that's true. Guess he can't really live it up anymore if he's dead. Nothing we can do about it though. Crow outsmarted him and that's that. So I can't believe we actually managed to kill him. Still, I wasn't expecting you to be able to talk about him so impartially. I mean, if you're upset about it, there's no need to force yourself not to let it show, you know? Yeah, why would I be? When Dad was shot by that Jaeger, I was beside myself with worry and anger. And the Chancellor was like a father to all of you, wasn't he? So I'm just saying, there's no need to force yourself to seem happy. If you need a shoulder to cry on, sorry, I don't really know what you mean. What's it even like to cry anyway? What do you mean, what's it like to cry? Surely you've done it before, everyone has. I'm asking because I seriously don't know. Wait, you're serious? You never cried, not once? Guess not. I felt moved when reading books and kind of felt lonely when someone wasn't there anymore, but being so upset about someone that tears came out of your eyes just seems kind of alien to me. How? She never cried, never? She's younger than the rest of them, but by age, most people have done more than they can count. What do you go all quiet for? Are you still down in the dumps with down about stuff with V? Sure, Rebecca, it's no fun when you're all gloomy like this. No, it's okay, I was just having a hard time processing what you were saying. I just want you to remember one thing. To all of us at Class 7, you're both a classmate and a friend. If anything were ever to happen to you, all of us would be incredibly upset, enough to cry a lot. Just remember that. Okay. I still don't know what you're trying to say, but I'll keep that in mind. Oh, you like all you guys too. And come on, with how reckless you are, you're going to run into trouble way before I do. Fair point, I'll be careful. Okay. Still got 6 points to spend. Okay, I was going to try and get this in one go, but the cutscenes are a bit long, so I'm going to bring this episode to a close and continue the rest of the binder points and any extra bits before on the next episode. So with that, hit a like, drop any comments down below, and I'll see you in the next one. Latest, guys.